the Female Life Design Academy, and now also this channel, Female Life Designer channel, where you can find inspiration, motivation, and education to start living the life you truly want. Today I will be talking about intuition. And when I announced on my first show what the topic for today would be, I hadn't actually given it much thought beforehand. It just came out. Actually, it was my intuition that told me that I should talk about just that. So, what is intuition exactly? Let's look it up in an encyclopedia, or Wikipedia to be exact, which says, and I quote, intuition is the ability to acquire knowledge without proof, evidence, or conscious reasoning, or without understanding how the knowledge was acquired. Different writers give the word intuition a great variety of different meanings, ranging from direct access to unconscious knowledge, unconscious cognition, inner sensing, inner insight to unconscious pattern recognition, and the ability to understand something instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning. Some people think of intuition as some magical power, and others write it off as lucky guesswork. But scientists who study the phenomena say that it's a very real ability that can actually be identified in lab experiments and visualized in brain scans. So, research shows that our instincts often hit us first on a visceral level, telling us what we know well without before our consciousness catches up on it. So intuition is knowing without knowing. It's instinctively knowing something without knowing where that knowledge came from. And we all have this ability. We are born with it. You know, when you meet someone and you unconsciously get this feeling of not knowing something about them that makes you like them or not, or trust them or not. That's your intuition talking to you. Because just as our other senses, like we can hear and see and taste and smell, this is another sense that we have, like an animal sense that we've forgotten about maybe. And we have access to our intuition all the time. It's there within us. It's within me, it's within you. But in this modern world with all the technology and all the stress around us, we haven't really got time to sit down quietly and listen to our voice, our inner voice. And then when there are troubles, there is also trauma because we are no longer in contact with ourselves. Maybe you are one of the people who haven't been aware of your intuition. And awareness is really key here because you need to quiet yourself to be able to listen to this voice because it's a very quiet inner voice. But it is there. It is meant to guide you. If you're in a situation right now where you feel stuck or frustrated and you don't seem to get anywhere in your life, it's no wonder really, because if you haven't really taken time to sit down and find out what you really want and what your intuition tells you, it's very easy to get lost. You know, we get so many challenges in this life, it's hard to find our way sometimes. And we are conditioned to ignore our inner voice, but when we learn to use it, it can actually be life-changing. And we are influenced by so many things, our family, our friends, and we are bombarded every day with negative news about what's going on in the world. And the public opinion influences us more than we are aware of. So we have so much negativity around us. It's hard to find anything positive with the situation sometimes. And so many people live on autopilot, and maybe you do that too. You run about your business every day without giving it much thought. you do the same that you did yesterday. And it's been scientifically proven that our thoughts are also a copy of what we thought yesterday. 80% of what we thought about what we are thinking today is a copy of what we thought yesterday. So no wonder we don't get anywhere. That's why it's important to learn to listen to your intuition, to learn how to use your thoughts in a positive way so that you can achieve the things you really want in life. Because you have all the answers within you, and only you know what you want and what you need. So you are the only person who can actually change your life. Now, you may protest to that and say that, but that's exactly it. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. And hey, that's okay. Don't blame yourself for that, because you can't blame yourself for not knowing what you didn't know, right? But I'm telling you now that you can learn to get in touch with your intuition and start using it daily to be guided in your life, to do the things that you need to do to get a positive change. And remember, you're not supposed to live your life as a copy of someone else. You are unique. You have unique gifts and talents that only you have, and you have a purpose that only you can fulfill in this world. So when you learn to start listening to your intuition, you will find that purpose. So how can you get in touch with your intuition? Like I said earlier, I'm sure you've had the experience of having an instinctive feeling about someone you meet. And in the same way, I should think that you also had some experiences in your life where you instinctively knew what was the right thing to do in a situation, but you didn't act on it. And afterwards, you thought to yourself, I knew that, I should have done that. And that was your intuition talking to you. And your intuition always knows best, because that is your soul speaking to you, your inner voice, the one that knows what is right for you. So why didn't you act on that feeling you got in that situation? Well, maybe you just ignored it because it was way out of your comfort zone, or not your way of going about business. So you felt unsafe with it. You just thought that this feeling you had was wishful thinking. So you did what your brain told you to do, which was seemed more rational in the situation. And then afterwards you found out that no, that was actually not the best way to go about it. So you should have followed your gut feeling. You see, our mind is conditioned to keep us safe. So we tend to listen to our rational mind more than our inner voice because of this. Albert Einstein said, our inner voice is a gift. Our rational mind is a faithful servant. So it's meant to be that, a servant to keep us safe, to stop us from doing things without thinking about it, without considering the consequences. But thinking too much is not a good thing either. So the next time you have this instinctive feeling about something you should do or not do, try to follow that voice instead, and uh, not what your mind tells you. So you need to re-establish a feeling of safeness around following your intuition. Can you recall a time when you had an intuitive feeling about something you should do and you did act upon it? How did that feel? I'm pretty sure that it felt rather good, afterwards, to know that you actually followed your gut feeling about something, yet that you knew instinctively what to do, what was the right thing to do in the situation. And the key to getting more in touch with your intuition is to start noticing the feeling in your body when you get this intuitive feeling about something. What does it feel like? And to really practice this, to start practicing it, Find a place where you can sit quietly and not be disturbed for a little while. A place where you can start to feel more energy. And then just sit there and relax and breathe in and out 2 or 3 times. Breathe in properly, fill your lungs, and then blow out like when you're blowing out some birthday candles, empty your lungs completely. And when you have emptied your lungs, you will notice that you will immediately start filling them up again. So do this 2 or 3 times. And the third time, try to ease your mouth and your jaw and relax and just feel this energy filling your body and your heart and expanding into the space around you. Just sit there and feel that. And then ask yourself some questions that you really would like to know the answer to. Some challenges that you have in your life, maybe. Like, should I quit my job? Should I move to Paris? Ask yourself, what does my inner voice, my spirit, say to me about this situation? What is the best thing for me to do? So, again, if you say, should I quit my job? And then you say, Spirit says, and just let the answer come out without giving it any thought. Just let your mouth speak your truth and hear what comes out. And I'm sure you will notice that your mind has its own opinions, like, you can't quit your job, you need the money. It's not possible. You can't move to Paris. You don't know anyone there. You don't know the language. And the thing is, if you feel that the answer that comes out first is a disappointing answer, then ask yourself another question. Ask yourself, is this true? And see how that feels. But if the answer that comes out the first time, your intuitive answer, if that feels peaceful, then that is your intuition talking to you, your inner voice. So to know the difference between what is wishful thinking and what is your intellect speaking to you, you can feel the feeling. I mean, if you get a disappointing answer, that is your intellect talking to you. If the answer feels peaceful, that is your inner voice talking to you, because your inner voice always knows best, and it always feels good. That's how you know the difference. When you do this exercise, it's a good thing to give it a voice, to speak out loud the answers that come to you. And ask yourself this question. Uh, what do I want? What do I really, really want? And then as the first answer comes out, notice the feeling it gives you. Notice the vibration of that. And ask yourself another question. What do I want right now? And there can be more answers, some more immediate than others. But just give it a voice. Say out loud the things that come to you intuitively. And remember, your soul or the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, we are co-creators, and God or the universe doesn't respond to the superficial. It responds to the deeper yearnings. So ask yourself another question. What must I let go of? And just say out loud what comes to you, and the logical answers will most likely come first. Ask yourself, what must I let go of to open up for the deeper experience? And again, answer out loud what comes to you. Intuition comes from your bones, a deeper place within you. Now, when you have done this, I suggest that you write down the things that come to you, because giving it a voice, giving your intuition a voice, and it is really something that is progress in this situation when you haven't been used to uh, listening to your intuitive voice. Just write down what comes to you and practice this daily. And start noticing when you go about your business and you meet people and you meet challenges in your life. Stop and listen to your inner voice, your gut feeling, your intuition. What does it say about the situation? What instinctively feels as the best way to go about it, or the right thing to do? And writing it down, the answers that come to you, that can be quite profound. And of course, you always have a choice. You either listen to it or you don't. See what gives you the best results. But remember, we are meant to live in a holistic way. So, logic is to work with your intuition and use that on a daily basis to get guidance in your life. What is the best thing for you to do? So, to repeat what we talked about, to start getting in touch with your intuition, start noticing the little things, the feeling you get when you have this instinctive feeling about a person or a situation, and notice if it feels peaceful, then you can trust that it's your inner voice speaking to you. And try to act on it, try to follow your intuitive feeling, see where it leads you. And if you can, write it down. What answers came to you in the situation? So, there's a lot to be said about intuition. This was just an introduction. And if this was helpful to you, I hope that you will follow my show in the future. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer on the show, I would like to um, welcome you to send me your questions or comments or whatever through the contact form on my website over at www.elsakosberg.com. So go over there, sign up for my newsletter, which is totally free, of course, and you will get instant access to an ebook that I put together for you about 6 super simple rituals that you can implement in your daily routines right away to start feeling less stressed out and start living the life that you truly want. It's a really good help. So pop over there, www.elsakosberg.com, sign up for my newsletter, send me your questions or comments or whatever, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you for listening. This is Elsa Kosberg. You're watching FLDC, the channel for inspiration, motivation, and education to start living the life you truly want. Bye for now. See you next week.